My guest today was supposed to be my first musical performance on the Teju Babyface Show ever. It was number one. But unfortunately, that day we had a scheduling conflict. Our fault, not his. We didn't tell him in time. And it's been 15 years to the day. And I finally get him. I mean, superstar. Men that made us want to become entertainers. On this one, I give you the man whose song has won the latest Grammy for Africa. It is the lover man, Mr. Love Me Jeje, Seyi Sodimu.
Wow.
This is the deep dive.
They now came back and said, well, Tems wants me to be in the video with her. I'm like, why? And they say, well, when are we doing this? Like, well, in like 4 days' time. Like 4 days. Do you understand? I'm like, no, I didn't win Grammy now. He said, Baba, stop that thing. Now all of us win Grammy. That song is our song. The song that we were singing when we were in primary school. That song is Nigeria's song. So it's almost like the song is even bigger than what I was thinking. Wandeko actually took it up to the level where now you have that sound. So I've worked with Wandeko. I think he's the most talented Nigerian Afrobeat artist.
You think Wandeko is?
Oh, I know. You can go to America and not achieve anything.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? So the access to what? We tend to look down at Nigeria, and a lot of people, when they actually traveled abroad in their 40s, looking for greener pastures, a lot of them regret it.
Say it again, please.
A lot of them.
Say it.
America is great for 20s, 30s, maybe early 40s.
It's great for that single guy without responsibilities.
Exactly, when you're in school.
For that single girl, man.
If you get caught up in that society, it's like you're running on a treadmill. You're running fast, but you're not moving. You have to have a power source. Now, I understand the industry. There's dark, there's light. You can choose darkness. There's power in darkness, but there's power in light. There's nobody that's successful in this Nigeria or the world that does not have a power source. More than talent, more than connection, there's a power sourse. Ìsàlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́gbìn.
Wọ́n lẹ́ni tí ọba mọ ibi tẹ́gbẹ́ ti ń là. Yóò sáré kú ni.
Àwọn tó ń ṣe big man lóde iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn ò sí.
Mọ́mẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀ tó ń ṣe big man lóde iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn ò ṣe é rí.
So don't get fooled by the glitz. Don't get fooled, especially younger artists or young people. Like I said, once you understand, once you find your purpose, it's really hard to deviate from that. Every day I think of you, well. Every night I think of you. My name is Seyi Sodimu, aka Mr. Love Me Jeje, and you're watching the Teju Babyface Show. One and only. Peace.
Beautiful girl. Hello.
The baddest boy in this area.
I will sing the chorus, of course. You give me just the first verse.
Only the first verse.
Everybody, love me jeje, love me tender, love me jeje. Oh yeah, go.
You're my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. You say you love me, I stay for every day. I think of you, well. Hey, every night I think of you, well. Let's leave it like that.
My sister loved that song so much that it became annoying to me.
Really?
Yeah.
The song has that effect. It has that. But the thing about music, by the time you guys hear it on the radio, I'm already sick of it.
Okay, good.
Do you understand?
Good.
Yeah, because
I like this guy, but you've made me sick of this song.
Yeah, exactly. So I know the feeling. The song itself has a life of its own. Do you understand? I mean, 26 years plus, and the song is actually more popular than I am, and it's still today, people are finding out that it's Shafi Bello that's on the song.
I was shocked.
Yes, it's like,
I was
whoa,
shocked.
So it's been phenomenal. It's been God, and, then there was no Afrobeats, there was no structure, and I was based in the US then. I was still in school when I recorded it, and the interview I had with back then was I couldn't release it because no American company wanted to sign me. They liked the song, but it's very different. It's very unusual. how do we market it? Who do we market it to? So I guess I was born 20 years too early. But God is good, full circle.
Are you saying that was 1999?
97, the album came out in 1997,
Okay.
and it hit for like 4 years.
Okay.
So it became really big in 98 and 99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was about when I was getting into the University of
Yes.
Lagos.
Yes, 97, 98, yes.
And it was just all over.
All over. All over. Shout out to D1 and Kenny Ogungwe.
Oh yeah. So
Shout out.
so at that point you were in the United States studying.
Yes. And you know what happened is I wanted to do it so bad in the US because I started rapping and I knew I couldn't be better as an artist at the Americans in their game. So, and I know how we Nigerians, how we talk. When we see somebody like, hey, Anna, how you doing? We mix English and Yoruba or English and Igbo or Pidgin. And I wanted an ID because there was no blueprint, So I actually came to Nigeria in 96 to see the music scene. And I knew Daddy Shoki was out there. Lagbaja was out, DJ Mabiako, Femi. And most of them were either doing the reggae vibe or the Afrobeat, And there was some, here and there, I think, Junior and Pretty, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really done in a large scale. There was obviously no Two Face or Remedies then when I came out. So I made a conscious effort. So when I came out, Arrested Development was big in the US, and that was my angle. Like, look, it's okay for an American to sound African. Why don't we let an African sound African? Exactly. Arrested, exactly.
Mr. Wet.
Exactly. So and they're like, nah, we don't. That was a one-time thing. So I now left the US, New York, East West Records, and I went to London. There was a guy in London called Jumbo Van Runnen. He's passed away now. He worked directly with Chris Blackwell at Island Records.
Okay.
So I sat with him and it's like, I like it, but I only know I know La Baja, that's what he said it, and Femi and King Sonny Ade, and we don't know anybody. You're young, Nigeria doesn't have any young international, then they had signed Angelique Kidjo. So he said no. I was devastated. So on my way back to America, I had a call from one of my big brothers, Ayo Sholari, is a lawyer, and his wife, Deo Sholari, was doing Morning Ride. Was the show called Morning Ride back on NTA then. And he said, Shay, come to Nigeria. Let's see what you got. So I just booked a flight and went to Nigeria. And he heard it's like, jam lele you, let's do it. I'm like, let's do it. So I said, okay, I'll be back. So I now went back to America, packaged a couple of songs, packaged my album, and I brought it in 97. And from then on, the rest is history.
This show is proudly supported by FinServ Pro. Look, listen, if you're an immigrant living in these United States, you already know the American tax system is not for the faint of heart. The rules are complicated, the deadlines are strict, and the penalties for getting it wrong, they can follow you for years. And that's why I don't play with this part of my life, and neither should anybody, neither should you, okay? So whether you're on a visa or on a green card, yes, you heard me. There are certain types of visas where you need to file taxes, or a green card, or you're a new citizen. You need people who understand how to help you stay compliant without confusion, without stress, and without losing money that you shouldn't, because you can lose money on taxes as well. That's why I recommend FinServ Pro. They specialize in helping Africans and other immigrant communities navigate the complicated US taxes legally, efficiently, and very, very affordable. They are very understandable and they are very efficient. So whether you're filing personal taxes or business taxes, or have no idea what type of taxes you should be filing in the first place, FinServ has you covered. So visit their website today at www.finserv.pro. Your number one tax solution in the diaspora as an Africa diasporan. Thank you very much, FinServ Pro. Did you make money though? Because the story with the older artists or the earlier artists is that they had the hits but didn't make the money.
Well, we didn't make money, And the music was on a level. Let's say the music was on a level of like 1 to 10, 9.
Yeah.
Everybody knew the song.
Yeah.
But how do you make the money? You were at the mercy of Albino, Tijo. Before I actually came out, they already pirated my songs.
Mm.
Do you understand? I did a couple of shows in water parks. I did a couple, here and there, but there was really no structure, no platform. But you really didn't make money. Do you understand? So you made fame, and the fame, if you could leverage it, you could make money from the fame. So I really didn't make money directly from the music, but indirectly it opened other doors for me.
Okay.
Like you go somewhere and say, who's there? Seyi Sodimu. Let me come. What does he need? That kind of
Yeah.
engagement. It happens a lot,
Okay.
even up until now. So it opened a lot of doors. But music is a game of passion. If you were chasing it for money, you give up a long time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So apparently you returned to the US.
Yes,
you didn't stay in Nigeria.
Yeah, no, because I was actually the first, and that's why I feel like it's like, you know what? This is the first time I'm saying it. I feel like an outcast, not in a bad way. I feel like because I don't have the experiences of Nigerian artists. My very good friend LD and Daddy Shoki, Paul Dairo, when they talk about their experiences with God rest his soul, OJB, No More Loss, God rest his soul, and how they were in Surulere, how they went to some studio, I never had that. I recorded all my songs ready to go and video in the US. So I just brought it here as a Niger guy, trying to experiment and see if Nigerians would love my music. So when I actually came out, it was after then that I started meeting LD, Paul Dairo, Idris. I even did a show with Guru in the hotel back in the day where Idris opened up for us, and I met Tony Techula, but we didn't have that interaction because I would do the music 2-3 months and I would go back, go back in the studio and do, so I was never an inside Afrobeat artist, but I was known. And when anybody see me, they say, when did you arrive? When did you? I didn't know you were around. Even till today, I'm like, nobody lives anywhere anymore. Can you say where Burna Boy lives or Wizkid or Tems?
I get that as well.
Yeah.
When are you going back? I'm a global. What does that mean? Have you called me for a show?
And I said no.
And I said no, and I'm not sure.
Email me and my phone will
Email me.
respond.
Give me the normal time frame you would give somebody. Give me normal notice, and I'll be there.
I've had that for all my career, and I tell them like, okay, when Wizkid where's Wizkid? Is in London. Is in Jamaica. I'm sure Wizkid is not in Lagos today. I'm also part, but if Elubelu calls and there's a show, he will show up and collect his money and do his show. So I think that has to change, and it hasn't. So I was never, the only person that I know that came from America and actually stayed was Banky W, where he actually moved. Not like I actually had a place I was staying in, but I couldn't stay 24/7 because I had young kids in America then. Do you understand? So I had to make sure, things was right at home.
Yeah.
Entertainment, if you're not careful.
My brother, you're preaching to the choir. Young kids having to stay with them.
Exactly.
You're preaching to the choir.
You'll be an absentee father. You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Exactly. So I always had to kind of divide my time and make sure I strike a balance with the music and family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that you thought at that point that music was going to be all you were going to do with your life. You were going to be a musician. I can only imagine that might have been the earlier plan.
And I think my brother, we joke a lot. He works in the bank for a while. He was with me in the beginning. And he always jokes like, if you go and work somewhere, they will sack you. And I know that. I will come late. I'm so This is what I'm called. This is what, when they say this is what I was called to do. This is my essence. And I can say that about Shafi as well. Do you understand? And you as well. If somebody put you in a bank, money will lose. Do you understand? And it's not because you're a bad guy.
Getting to work will even be the problem.
Do you understand?
I know I did for a week.
So there's Daddy Shoki as well. There's certain.
I'll go ask the manager. This ATM is on short time. Is it mandatory?
Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not because you're a bad guy. It's just the way, your essence. That's what you're called to do. I always knew the music would be great, would be this big. I always knew it. I didn't know how. And for me, as a OG or pioneer, whatever you want to call it, I think shout out to D'banj and Don Jazzy for upping the game. And Wande Cole was one of the pivotal moments where he switched it to the new generation, where he influenced people like Wizkid, Davido, Shantizu. It was Wande Cole's style that took it from that 2001. Wandeko actually took it up to the level where now you have that sound, So I've worked with Wandeko. I think he's the most talented Nigerian Afrobeat artist.
You
without
think
a doubt.
Wandeko is?
Oh, I know.
You think he's getting the flowers he deserves and all of that right now?
Well, what do you mean by flowers? Are you talking about streams? Because people love Wandeko when they hear the music.
I know.
So it's in context.
Yeah,
Any artist you ask, I don't care who it is. And if you meet any of them, Burna Boy, say, what do you think of Wandeko? The way they will tell you, Baba, Wande. I'm older than Wande, and I know he's actually operating on 30%, and he's still kicking ass. Imagine operating on 70-80%. Wande is a genius. He can sing, he writes. Oh no. We did a show for him. I have a company in a more of the executive role. King Cole Concert 2018, his first show at a hotel. And that was one of the biggest shows that I ever promoted with my company, Good Life Entertainment and Livewire now. And at some point one day, just calmed everybody down. It's like he did an a cappella of I Believe I Can Fly. How many Nigerian Afrobeat artists can do that? I mean, they are awesome, and they can now switch it to this Fuji vibe.
Yeah.
Like, water to wine.
Yeah.
He's all of that and more.
Okay.
Yeah, I give him ultimate props.
All right, let's talk Love Me Jeje, the remix.
Yes.
So, at that point, where were you with relation to the song? Was this something that you had done? And well, I did that.
But you mean the Tems version?
Yeah, the Tems version. At the time, was it like something I did? Well, I did that. It's still in the zeitgeist somewhere. It's over and done. Where were you in relation to your original song when Tems came along?
I've always known the song has been part of the fabric of this music industry. A lot of artists have used it. Tiwa Savage have used it. Two-Face, I think Banky W as well. Like 8 different artists have used that phrase, Love Me Jeje, Love Me Tender, and it works so well. But when I got the call from Tems, and funny enough, life is funny, the devil is a liar. So I have this email, shaymusic@yahoo.com, where I use for my business. So when there's rubbish or bills or something coming, I get that email. So when this email came from RCA Records, trying to see if they wanted to clear a song that Tems that was doing, it went to my junk mail. So when it's rubbish, I get that. So, and I got a call from, I think it was Wale, one of the managers, like, Baba, we've been looking for you. I'm like, I'm not hard to find. What do you mean? I said, well, we're trying to get you, Tems, Tems. I'm like, I love Tems. Like, well, she's trying to remake one of your songs, and she took 2 or 3 of your lines. We'd like to clear it, and then we want your permission. And, I said, fine, no problem. Like, let me see. So they said, well, they've sent me an email. So I looked at the email, and the deal was really for my songwriting, because I wrote the song. I write all of my songs 100%. So I said, okay, no problem. How soon? She said, well, today's, I think it was on a Friday. He said, well, Tems is going to be around on Thursday, and she wants to redo the video. She will send me this song. I'm like, is that advanced? Say, yeah, they've been trying to reach me. I'm like, okay, fine. Funny enough, my daughter had told me about Tems when she first broke out. And I looked at her, I'm like, man, she sounds so different. I wouldn't know what to do with her, because she's not a mainstream, she was just on her own lane, and it's really hard to place her, but she was talented, no doubt. So I said, okay, fine, let me get this paperwork looked at, and then we agreed on deal and everything, and then not only that, they now came back and said, well, Tems wants me to be in the video with her. I'm like, why? They said, well, because, she wanted people to stand next to her and know that I got permission and that I was part of her growing up, because her mom used to play the song nonstop in the house and everything. I'm like, really? And they say, well, when are we doing this? Like, well, in like 4 days' time, like 4 days. Do you understand? But the whole crew, and they were just a pleasure to work with. Not the fact that, obviously they're giving me my flowers, and I get a chance for the world to hear this song again and kind of reignite the whole conversation about, Afrobeats or where it started from. It just was magic, honestly. When I met her, finally, it was like, I just want you to know that you're one of my biggest influences. My mom used to play your song. I know your song word for word, and I want you to be right next to me when they do it. I wasn't ready for the video. I really wasn't. As an artist, now, if it's not perfect, it's like, if you give me 1 week, I won't eat for a week. I wanted to be ready.
Yeah.
And they just said, no, you're fine. And we did it. And not only that, before a couple of weeks later, before I even knew it, she announced at Coachella that this is one of her songs. It hasn't out yet, but she just want, and she loved the song so much that, and I think it's one of the biggest songs on that record, on that album. So winning the Grammy, I'm not surprised, but I knew the song was special when I wrote it back in 97, 96.
Okay. So I don't understand music a lot. I don't know in fact
Right.
at all. Apart from the many traditional things that I like. But
Yeah.
even at that, I don't understand the business of it or the dynamics of it.
Right.
So this is your song that you had that Temi borrowed lines from
Yeah.
and she won a Grammy.
Yeah.
And then so who I mean she owns the Grammy. Is any part of that yours?
I'm not sure as far as the Grammy, but the thing about it, if it's Song of the Year, I get a Grammy
Okay.
because that's for songwriter.
Okay.
If it's Record of the Year, I think that's a producer.
Okay.
Now, this is a new segment for the Grammy. It's called Afrobeats Performance Song. But if you go to Grammy site, it says my name, the original, Grammy.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, one of the managers, I think it was Wale or Muiwa, don't know what that came about. We are Grammy nominated. We won the Grammy. So I mean, it's part of my essence. So it's her Grammy, but indirectly, I've won it as well because I'm a song. It's originally my song, and I wrote it.
Has that changed your life in any way?
Yeah, yes, definitely. Because the new generation now, a lot of Americans, what is Love Me Jeje? What does Love Me Jeje mean? What does Jeje? And Tems, I mean, she's just an angel. She would explain it that Jeje means tender, and I'm sure you've seen her interviews. And
Oh yeah,
he was on
the
you were- you see, he was on the
J-Hot show
exactly.
and all of that.
He was on the radio 24/7. My phone has been ringing, and even the Grammy. When he finally won the Grammy, I was after the Grammys. I went to Atlanta to see LD and Tunde Ednut.
Yeah.
And I sat, and then Tunde wanted to host. He had it in his house. He had a little in his house. So when I walked in, a bunch of guys was like, Grammy nominated, Grammy. I'm like, no, I didn't win Grammy now. He said, Baba, stop that thing. Now all of us win Grammy. That song is our song. The song that we were singing when we were in primary school. That song is Nigeria's song. So it's almost like the song is even bigger than what I was thinking. Nigerians claim it. It's almost like a full circle, like not that we need validation from them, but it's almost like Moshori winning Grammy, you like, our song.
Yeah.
So they were like, no, this is bigger than one person. And I give glory to God. It's God. I didn't plan it. It came with a phone call. Came with a phone call. And the other people have been hitting me up to do different versions of my song now. And it even let me be able to sign something with Sony Music Publishing.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Sony Music Publishing. I have something working with Warner Music. I'm trying to do some projects with them, and now they recognize, like, look, we were doing so much with so little back then, and it's validation. It's just full circle.
This is like a rebirth for you of sorts. I asked this because was there a period where you were down? Was there ever a lull for you in the middle where you're like, man, did I hear this thing wrong? Did I get this thing wrong? Was I, as you said earlier, was I too early? Did you have that lull in the middle where you're like, man?
Life happens. There's always a time where you're like, like I say, I don't mess up, or there's always this doubt. But see, this is one of the things I do best. Do you understand? I'm most comfortable here. This is what I know. This is and even the people I've met in the industry for the past 25 years, I feel like family. So I don't regret that. But there are certain times where you question yourself, you question your decisions, and because the industry can be crazy. Do you understand if you're not careful? Even some of the people you deal with, there's greed, there's all kinds of stuff. But in a larger scale, because Nigeria, we're going as we play. We don't have a structure like the US. If this happened to the US, can you imagine? Like Nas, or it's a different story. So, but this, because the structure is not there, we're getting there. So for me, there are those days where you think about it like, maybe I should, but what would I have done? Like I said, if I worked in a bank or maybe insurance, I probably would have been miserable. Do you understand? And I would rather be doing this with less money, but at least I'm happier. Do you understand? So, and look at the music industry now. Now it's time for people like me and people, elder statesmen, to create and kind of navigate in this big Afrobeats, Nigerian African music scene, create another way, another vibe, maybe to bring others up and kind of find your place in it as well.
Mm.
You have to.
Mm. You know, you had mentioned, I wanted to ask you how you feel about that. So when people come up to you and say, I was watching you when I was in primary school.
Yes,
I was
yes.
watching, they tell me that.
Right.
I'm like, who are you talking about? You were watching me
Yeah.
when you were in primary school. What are you talking about? I just left you in a lag.
Yes.
That's how I feel. How do you feel when they went to the end of the saying that you are like, who are you talking?
And funny enough to bring that up, when I worked in there, Tunde had not looked at me and said, Baba Wito, when you did that song, you are uncle. Now I'm looking at you, you're still uncle. You don't age. I'm like, what the hell? I said, no, because, we were looking at top you like this uncle has swaggle, and I'm looking at Tunde, no, you're big, and all the other friends, even LD, I mean, now older than LD, but LD was like my peer. So he's like, Baba, when that video came out, when that you had your black jacket and yellow and Almo, Yankee, they hungry us, so it was, even when I did Money Man as well. I don't know if you know that video, Money Man.
Yeah.
It was also the same kind of vibe, like it was ahead of this time. So when people say that, I'm like, really? Me? I don't feel it, but you don't know what kind of impact you have on people growing up. So you have to know. That's why it's very, when you, to move, whom much is given, much is required. You have to understand like what you're doing is impacting people directly and indirectly, and the way they look at life. Because he said Yankee was hungry also, and that day they decided that they must go to Yankee, they must do this music. The way Tems was saying it, you're part of my music journey. See, when I was recording song, I was hustling to Ray Power and talking to D1 Kenny Ogungbe and Steve Kadri, God rest his soul. You think I was thinking about influencing somebody's life? I was just trying to do my music.
Yeah.
And those kind of things is much needed. So that's why for somebody like Tems and Tunde and other people, when they come to me, even when I walked into your show, a couple of your guys were like, finally. I'm like, wow, that's why we do what we do, man.
Yeah, but let me just take your promise. You're still going to perform this on the show. Am I getting your promise? Because that's what
Today?
No, not today. When we have the show.
Obviously now.
Because I can't get over that.
Yeah, because I owe you that.
Yeah, just that sachet, Love Me Jeje. You just had I just love
it's swag now.
I mean, just say that swag now.
They for body. Yeah, because music. Look at Shafi, for instance.
Yeah.
Shafi is a very good actress, great, but she interpreted that song, that video. If you go back and watch it, you cannot really script it for her. She killed it, and it's just one of those things where, if you're meant to do something, it shows.
Who was the girl in the black pantsuit with the stripes?
Julia Dina. She was my friend in the US. We shot in the US, and she's married now, but she killed it as well.
Does she still look like that?
Yes, she does.
That girl was look. With all due respect to Shafi Bello, that's all.
Yes.
Now that girl had the look.
Yeah, when she dipped, there was a very where she dipped.
She dipped.
Her name is Julie. Yeah. Beautiful girl. The whole crew.
Yeah.
We were just balling, young Niger boys in America. We wanted to do our Niger thing. We didn't want to sag pants. We didn't want to wear jerseys. I really wanted a Nigerian flavor of how we really are. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, because sometimes you see Nigeria, we're trying to read, we're wearing jerseys, we're wearing that. There's nothing wrong with wearing your cap backwards. There's nothing, but I know how Nigerians, we are very stylish.
Yeah.
We're very deliberate in whatever we do. We
Yeah.
dance, we celebrate. So I really wanted to put that out there, and that's what killed and made the video even go to the next level. Even when with Money Man as well. It was something I have hands on all those things, and it was deliberate.
You're obviously a very Yoruba boy because you did the Ore Mi Jeje Pele Pele remix.
Yes.
Tell me your background? Where you from?
I'm from Abeokuta.
Abeokuta.
Okay, the king of Lucky of Ibaland is my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason why my lineage cannot be king is because my great great grandmother is a female and the great great grandfather is a father.
Okay.
So Badebo and Okukenu.
Okay.
So
the king cannot come from the female.
Yes,
from the
but if there is no viable one,
yeah,
they'll go and press Ifa. Okay. And Ifa will say, okay, this one, So I go to the palace quite a lot. He calls me sometimes, so I'm very proud of my heritage.
Okay.
I'm from Abeokuta. I grew up in Lagos. I went to Fountain School, Surulere. From there, I went to Igbobi College, Yaba. A lot of us went to Igbobi College. The VP, Oshibajo, went to Igbobi College. Fashola went to Igbobi College. Uncle Fowler went to Igbobi College. With Plenty. It's a great school. From there, I now went to the US, pretty much Maryland.
Okay.
Which where I started recording music, and that's when I released all my songs. and recorded all my songs.
Okay.
The first producer I worked with in Nigeria is Shizi, which is Pele Pele.
Okay.
I've never worked with a Nigerian producer before then.
Okay. So this is a bit of a personal question, but I must ask. So what have you done in the years? Is it only music you've done all of the way? I ask this because this is why I ask. I've never said this before, and this is strange because it's usually my guests that say that to me
Yeah.
when I interview them. I don't even know if I want to say this now
Think
because
about
people are want to interpret rubbish. There was a point where I was really, and I've made no bones about that. I've been very open
right.
about that. There was a point where, a couple of years ago, especially when COVID hit
Right.
and trapped me in the United States,
Yeah.
I thought maybe all of this was over. Maybe it was
Right.
time to go do something else.
Normal work.
I've been doing. I was in Diamond Ring when I was 19.
Wow.
Became an instant. I never had that thing where what are you looking for school to do? When you leave school, you try
always
this.
something
I was
new.
in year 2 when I became a star.
Really?
From Diamond Ring, I pivoted into comedy, met
Yeah.
Basoj Taria Jr.,
Ooh.
took up with Ali Baba.
Yeah.
I was doing Night of 1,000 Laughs when I was in year 4.
While in school.
While in school. By the time I got out of school, I was already Teju Babyface, right?
Right.
So I never had that downtime where you're wondering what to do. So I've been doing this since I was 19.
Wow.
So by the time I got to the United States when I was 40 and COVID hit when I was 41 and I couldn't come back home.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody was meant to go on forever. I mean, look at LD, who's transitioned massively and awesomely into being a real estate mogul.
Yeah.
Look at maybe I'm done.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was convinced about that at a point because the Teju Babyface Show was massive. I knew it would never die. So I figured between the legacy of Diamond Ring and the legacy of Teju Babyface Show, my place is set in the pantheon of entertainment greats in Nigeria. They will never forget me.
No.
Right? Because I used to get that in the US all the time, right? And then every once in a while, some show would go viral. So I thought I was cool. So I thought maybe I should go try
something else.
Maybe I'm going to be the next Ogunlesi, the man who bought the Gatwick.
Yeah, airport.
Yeah, because I always know I'm going to be great. So maybe it's time to go and try doing something else.
Yeah.
But as I've said, the gods wouldn't just allow me. They seem to be locking every door. Yeah. That this entertainment, that's what you will do. And then the opportunities showed up again. And then here we are back again. So that's why I'm asking you this. Yeah. Is this all you do? Have you tried to do something else in the US? Do you do other things and all of that?
Okay, so it's almost the same thing because music is spiritual. Like I said, once you find your purpose, it's really hard to deviate from that. There's going to be times like that where you actually doubt your movement and you doubt your choices. Because if you look at it, I think Tyler Perry, before he became Tyler Perry, there was a downtime where he was sleeping in his car. And that was a decision where, the devil would try to say, why don't you just go and be a nurse or something? And if you have gone that way, there will be no Tyler Perry today. So there was a point in 1999 to 2004, I became an ExxonMobil dealer. Which you understand. So we had a gas station, myself and my wife. We had a gas station in Baltimore, Maryland, and I was the only Nigerian that was an ExxonMobil dealer. You know about an American, where you had Mobil, you had Wawa, you have Sheetz, you have Publix. So we had that about 6 years. It was not bad, but after a while it went down because in America you buy these 3 grades. There's regular, supreme, and medium. And Exxon was supposed to be the premium brand. So people with Mercedes, Lexus only buy Exxon.
Range Rovers.
Exactly. Bentleys. After a while.
Why is that thing put on that check engine?
Exactly. Instead of going to the cheap ones. Then they now realized that all this gasoline was coming from the same tank. So people stopped going to Exxon. So at some point I was selling more cigarettes, more, because I had a convenience store as well. So we did
more
that. Liquor. Exactly. Or Black and Miles or the
the
cigar.
brown bag.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I did that for a while. And then also about 2013 or 12. Around that Ebola time. I don't know what year that is.
Yeah.
My wife and I
it was 13, 14-ish, if I remember. Circa that time.
We built a school in Abuja. Hope Spring International School. I think we had about like 700 students. It's still on my wife runs that. So I'm not really active in it, but she runs it. And I do real estate as well. And for the past, since 2016, I've been an executive in music. We've done several shows. I've done Grown and Sexy with Joe. We did a show for Tiwa Savage in Uganda. We did Kiss Daniel. 2022. We did one at the Cole. We did Night of Queens at the Hotel. And we've done so many other stuff in America as well, that I've partnered with other people as far as investment and businesses.
Okay.
But at the core for me has always been music and entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as Afrobeat has grown, as the Nigerian entertainment industry has grown, even though we still have a long way to go, did you never think, you know what, it's time to move back? At least I can go anywhere I want now. The kids are grown.
Yeah.
It's time to move back and base. Now, even though, as you had said before, it doesn't really matter really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be anywhere at any time. But have you ever considered, you know what, I'm done with America. Nigeria is where it's at all the time now. I'm only going to go on vacation or something.
Yeah, it's tough for me to do because I spent over 30 years in America. But so I can never really. For me, America did a lot in my life. I can't lie. Do you understand? It changed my life, and forever grateful. And that society, I'm so used to it now. I do spend a lot of time here, Dubai, East Africa, and as you grow older, you kind of. It's not how long you live; it's the quality of life. So I would always probably do my summers in the US. I go to Abeokuta a lot. You understand? Every opportunity I get, I go to Dubai, I go to Kigali, or I go to Kampala. Do you understand? So as far as moving back, there's no such thing. Now, maybe if I get into politics, maybe I'm appointed to do something where it keeps me in a particular place, yes, I'll do it. But for me to just stay in one place as an entertainer, it's a global thing. You really can't. Otherwise, you limit yourself and resources. So I really can. I'm in Nigeria a lot, at least half of the time.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. Do you have plans to go into politics though?
I have a passion for better life for our people, but I don't know if I have what it takes to navigate that process. Do you understand?
I do. I
You have,
look.
you
I
have to
understand
spend.
exactly. What
I
you're saying.
really, really, it touches me when I see what the potential we have. Do you understand? We don't have any natural disasters. We don't. The only disasters we have in Nigeria and Africa at large is man-made. You've been to America. We don't have any cyclone. We don't have any thunderstorm. We don't have any earthquake. We don't have
any
nothing.
tornadoes. Hardly have any hailstorms.
Any hurricane.
Only hurricane. Sometimes the wind just blows, and you're like, what is going on here?
The only natural disaster we have is waiting you carry. Politics. You understand? So it really hurts that we can be. And the white people, you meet them, they look at us like, man, we have everything. And yet, so that passion, like Donald Trump was saying one time when they asked, like, there was an interview he did with Oprah. There was an interview he did with Oprah years back where he said, I feel America has been maltreated, and so those kind of things. The conversation is, I would never say never, but I never know. I never know.
Okay, advise a young person, because I consult for quite a couple of young boys who are doing very well in entertainment in Nigeria, and they're getting dollars now. Yeah. But their challenge is they also want that international access.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to go queue at some consulate, first of all, struggle to get the appointment date, and then queue, whatever. So they want that access. But their problem is the time. You and I both know that if you want that access, at least if you want it from America, you got to spend time.
Yeah.
And in spending time, there's a price to pay.
Exactly.
So I mean, what would you tell a younger person now who is watching this, who is doing very well in Nigeria, but has that yearning? Is it a price worth paying, knowing that you're probably going to lose some steam here, no matter how you try?
You mean to move to America or just
not move? I mean, you got to move some part of the time to get that thing that you want. You're not going to do it all fully from here.
Yeah.
So I mean, what would you tell him? Forget America, face Nigeria fully. This is where your money is, or you know what? You got to pay the price. Do it if you got to do it now.
I think it's part of, as long as it's part of growth, because anything that does not grow is dead. So if you're in a particular situation here in Nigeria and you feel you've grown enough and you want to grow to the next level, it might be logical and worth it for you to extend it to the US. It is, because obviously you're not really sacrificing, you've grown. And I think that's what Ayanimashan was doing with hip hop when he took it to Atlanta. Do you understand? It's a risk, but entertainment is a risk. Life is a risk. So you have to be able to identify the fact that, okay, if you have not conquered where you are, don't even try it.
Charity begins at home.
Because you lose. You might go You know,
Your pofoni, your padanu,
you
kò ní mú
understand?
kan báyìí.
Exactly. So make sure that you are good where you are. So even if you go, when you come back, you're not like, what happened to that guy? But it has to be part and kind of like growth for you. Like, what's the next thing for me? And I think a lot of comedians, like, Basketball and they do these tours in London.
Yeah.
They still do their Nigerian shows or, Easter shows and everything. But they can't just stay here and say, okay, they go to London, they go to Ireland, Houston, they do their shows. And even Jimmy Jat is part of growth. So for a young person, you have to identify. You don't really have to travel now to be known outside the country because there's the there's the network, internet, TikTok or whatever. But still, when you want to make that step, you can still go physically.
Okay.
But understand that don't do it before you are master where you're coming from.
Okay, let me take it deeper. My one of my recent interviews was with Bashorun Dele Momodu.
Okay, what.
Yeah, Bob Do.
Yes, sir.
Bob Do. So, Bob Do. So Bob Do had said, Bob D as his name. Bob Do had said that look, if you have money, you will get visas and access to everywhere. Like, what he had said was that if you have 30 million naira in Nigeria, you think you are a poor man, you are a madman.
You're not a poor man.
So that's what he said, right? And there was a lot of furor over that, as you might imagine. So a lot of vitriol came his way and all that. But his point was that you don't need that global access you think you need if you have money and you're doing well in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm asking is for somebody who has it, because you have that global. I mean, you mentioned Dubai. You mentioned, I think you mentioned Jamaica.
Yeah, I've traveled. I've been to Iceland.
Yeah, I mean, you have that global access. So I'm saying that would this have been possible without that blue passport that you have? Is it true that you could have been here and been going all over?
Well, the blue passport makes it easier. Number one, but number two, I don't think Burna Boy has a blue passport. I don't think all these artists have blue passport. Fireboy have blue passports. So success is another passport that you get anyway. So once you get to a particular level of success or fame, you understand what I'm saying? Then you can still have that access. And then having access to what? Do you understand? You can go to America and not achieve anything.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? So is the access to what? So to answer that question, we tend to look down at Nigeria, and a lot of people, when they actually traveled abroad in their 40s, looking for greener pastures, a lot of them regret it.
Say it again, please.
A lot of them,
say it. Because this is, please continue.
America is great for 20s, 30s, maybe early 40s.
It's great for that single guy without responsibilities.
Exactly, while you're in school.
For that single girl, man.
If you get caught up in that society, it's like you're running on a treadmill. You're running fast, but you're not moving. Do you understand? And for a lot of Americans to be thinking of coming back and understanding, especially in the US, I mean, I think the US is actually better than the UK. That's my opinion.
I don't think it's an opinion.
It's a fact.
I have guys in the UK who have everything. They have the papers. They'll do anything.
To cross over. You understand? So, just traveling abroad is not necessarily better. Like Bob D was saying, if you have 30M and with God and good people around you, your life will be better than somebody that lives in Indiana. I'm serious.
I'm sorry that you mentioned Indiana. With all due apologies to Indiana people.
Indiana police, there are people there.
I went there once.
The whole state is basketball.
I went there because I'd been hearing about Indianapolis. So I went there once. I went to do a show. Really? I promise you, this had never happened to me before. In the middle of the show, I was like, Mushinimo, why now? I was like, if somebody had knocked me out,
and woke you up,
I said, where are you?
You say, this is...
Apart from the cold and all, I'm like, this is Mushi.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm like, people leave Nigeria. With all due respect to look, I love you. I'm not dissing you if you live there, but I'm just saying, I get what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. In Canada is like that too. I have cousins in Canada. Canada is expensive. It really is expensive. So if you're I'm not saying don't travel, obviously, greener pastures, do what you have to
because
do.
Look, this is the strange thing about this thing. I don't, you can never, truly, Chief Commander Ebenezer Obey said, kò sọ́gbọ́n tó lè dá, kò sí ìwà tó lè wù, kò sọ́nà tó lè mọ̀. Táyé lọ́rùn. I've had guests who have come on this show and who have said, no, America or Canada or the UK or wherever it's at anywhere else but in Nigeria, leave. And they will abuse them. They will comment.
It's easy for you to say.
This is why they say, no, get out. People are always bad mouthing Nigeria. Dele Momodu came and said the exact opposite, polar opposite. He said, don't leave Nigeria. They heaped abuse on him again. Don't leave. You, your own children were school in the UK. You have blue passport.
Yeah.
Kill of Marayefe.
Yes.
So, but here you are, echoing the sentiments of
Yeah.
Chief Dele Momodu, saying,
Yeah.
look, there's a way you could have it far better in Nigeria
Yeah.
than going to some places.
Yeah. At a particular circumstance does not mean, now if you're broke, you don't have anything, you don't have a survivor, and you have able to get a visa or whatever, it might be a good idea to be able to upgrade your life and your family. It might be, but have a plan. Do you understand? Ultimately, you should be able to come back home and do more. Do you understand? Because you do more with whatever you get. A lot of people are thinking of retiring now, and they want to retire in Nigeria or Africa because their retirement goes farther in Africa. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Retirement goes further in Africa.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, because if I retire now as an American citizen and I've paid into the system for over 25 years, let's say I get like $4,000 every month. If I bring $4,000 every month to Lagos and I get it in my account, I'm good. Do you understand? But if I'm staying in, let's not say Indiana, if I'm staying in New York, Brooklyn, it doesn't go far.
Go far. You not even go. It doesn't go far. Waka pass.
Exactly. So I think each situation is unique, but on a larger scale, I think if we can get it right in Nigeria and Africa, it's the best place in the world.
Okay. So finally question. You had face recognition when I was in the university based on Love Me Jeje.
Right.
If you strolled into the University of Lagos when I was there, man, them girls would have turned you to pieces.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you know.
I came a couple of times.
Okay,
I know.
Yeah, but so now that Tems is out with all of that, do you have area boy recognition right now? Do you stroll out of here now and you need protection?
The good thing about it, that also, by the time they know it's me, I'm gone.
I like that one.
Do you understand? It's like, to chop up. But some place just takes one guy. Say, Baba, love me, and they're like, because when I walk anywhere, I don't look like a regular guy. I'm not bragging.
Yeah.
People look at me twice and like, oh, he looks like somebody I know. So by the time I'm walking past and say, Joe, by the time they realize it's me, I'm gone. So, but I do get a lot of recognition now, especially in the airports, in America. I do get it, and I'm not surprised. It's part of it. It's okay.
Okay, so I usually don't ask myself a lot of guests this, except those that I know have transcended levels.
Right.
What is the one shift in your thinking that changed the trajectory of your life? And I like to answer. I like to give answers. I've had two majorly. I'll tell you the last one. The one that really, really, really brought me back to myself was when I realized that suffering in life is not an elective course. It's a compulsory course.
Yes.
But it's not even a 3-pointer, it's a 7-pointer.
It's part of growth, yeah.
You will suffer. In fact, you need to suffer to grow. And once I realized that was why I was going through what I was going through, it set my head straight because I'd never suffered.
Yeah.
I was born privileged. And as I have just testified on this show, things happen for me in entertainment fairly quickly, fairly fast. So that suffering had to come at some point.
Yeah.
And I paid that. So I knew that was the one trajectory. So it was like, just shut up, sit down, take your medicine.
You have no choice. Just decide. Yes.
Sit down, take your medicine. It will be over soon. But the more you fight, the spoon, or the injection, the longer
delaying your.
Yeah, you're just delaying. Just sit down, take your medicine. This will soon be over. You need it to grow. In the words of King Sunny Ade, Biko sheni aki igbon, ẹnìkan ò sì wò sùsù gbọ́n bọ̀rọ̀. No matter how many books you read, no matter how many motivations you hear, no matter how many sermons, even when you think you have understood, you are still not understood.
No, you must go through it. You go through it, yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm asking. Yes. So that's what I learned. That's the one trajectory in my thinking that changed the course of my life and brought me back to myself and beyond. So what's that one change in your thinking that changed you?
One thinking that changed my mom, she always said before she passed,
I'm very sorry.
She passed, she was, 90? Oh. So in celebration of life. So she always said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added. You have to have a power source. Now, I understand the industry. There's dark, there's light. You can choose darkness. There's power in darkness, but there's power in light. I've always chosen light. Once you understand, there's nobody that's successful in this Nigeria or the world that does not have a power source.
Please
So,
say that again, sir. I didn't hear. This is the camera.
from Jay-Z to Burna Boy to myself to Kanye, even political leaders, there is a power source. Determine and decide your power source and stick with it. Once I realized that there's a power source bigger than you, I'm a God person. I pray, I fast, and everything because go easy. Do you understand? There's a power source. And when I understood that nothing happens physically does not happen spiritually. So once you understand that, I realized that look, to move to the next step, you have to be on your God or your power source, understanding and also energizing yourself because you need it. More than talent, more than connection, there's a power source.
Hold up. Wait a minute. This is what I just heard you say.
Yeah.
That there is nobody you see who has made it.
Yes.
Who just made it.
No, not by chance, not by accident.
Not only that, not only are you not going to make it by chance, even you are going to know where your power comes from.
There's a power source, yes.
You're going to have to go and give your allegiance to a source. Is this what you're saying?
Directly or indirectly, yes.
Okay, so what does directly look like? What does indirectly look like?
By the content, you will know. Do you understand? It's there. It's in hidden sight. It's hidden in plain sight, or however they say it.
Yeah.
There's always a power source. And Yoruba people, we know. Ìsàlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́gbìn.
Wọ́n lẹ́ni tí ọba mọ ibi tẹ́gbẹ́ ẹ̀ ti ń là. Yóò sáré kú ni.
Àwọn tó ń ṣe big man lóde iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn ò sí.
Mọ́mẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀ tó ń ṣe big man lóde iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn ò ṣe é rí.
So don't get fooled by the glitz. Don't get fooled, especially young artists or young people in the back, wherever sector. If you're successful, there's a power source.
You just thrilled me. You know Orlando Owo.
I know.
Mọ́mẹ́.
If you look at Money Man, the baseline is a baseline for hello, Sisi Donna Jo.
Highlight. Oh, mọ́mẹ́. You know my favorite part of that record?
Yeah, what?
Is the tail end. Lakiti jorogbo.
Now when you the drums.
Oh, the jorogbo jogbra. You know this thing like that?
Logba, yeah.
Man, you're kidding. You're a Yankee boy now.
Logba, what?
Edaji logba, o fi tera re lorun.
Look, Orlando Owo, after Ebenezer Obey, Sonny Ade, Orlando Owo, and Fela, those are my four.
My man.
Sonny Okosun as well.
You know, it's one of my greatest regrets that I never had Orlando.
Orlando was one of our most underrated artists ever. His songwriting. Àwọn bí Adébáyọ̀ success alátìlẹ́yìn ẹ̀yìn ẹgbẹgbẹ́ wa ni àwọn Madam Rosie.
Alátìlẹ́yìn Ọbájọmọ nìbàdàn àwọn bíi bàbá Adékúnlé Ládó alátìlẹ́yìn ẹgbẹ́ wa ni.
Professor mi dáadáa.
Oyèwọlé bàbá fún mi láyọ̀ mi.
Orlando.
You know like that?
What?
Mo fẹ́ sọ̀tàn kékeré
kan. I studied Orlando Owo before I released my album.
My man.
I did. Orlando Owo is one of the greatest high life artists I've ever seen. Rex Lawson as well.
Oh my.
I love Orlando. I couldn't have done this without them. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. So these power sources are real, and at some point you've got to make a decision.
Don't fool yourself. There's a power source. It's light or dark.
Okay, bro. So what's next from Mr. Loverman?
Okay, so I'm more of an executive role. So I'm working to bring out a compilation album. I'm doing documentary, Love Me Jeje documentary. I'm trying to take a spin-off of Ayo Shonaya's backstory, Afrobeat's backstory. Yeah. So I want to tell my story of how I did Love Me Jeje. I have a lot of footage. So myself, Shafi, and Kenny D1, I want to do like a documentary of my life up until Tems. Okay. So we're working on that. I'm thinking of doing a best of Seyi Sodimu's album with some new songs. Yeah. I'll bring that out as well. And I have some new music coming out. Some new artists that I'm trying to bring out on a compilation album. Yeah. Hopefully I can do it with I had a meeting with Warner in London. Okay. And some Nigerians here too. They're willing to partner with me on that project. There's so much more real estate in Abeokuta. So much more I'm working on. But I'll be back to let you know. All right. How do you meet Shafi Bello, by the way? She's my cousin.
I didn't know that.
It's in the blood now.
Oh.
My mom and her mom are like first cousins.
Oh my.
Yeah. I know. The funny thing about it is, even before we should have spoken about this. Before we actually, when I had been in the studio, so and I had there's this song called. It's a guy called Tony Terry.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Tony Terry.
I'm not sure I do.
Lovey-dovey feeling. It's an old R&B song.
Okay.
So this junior sister is Tanya Terry. My elder brother was dating her, so she could sing as well. So I was in the studio. I was doing all my songs, and my first single was actually Seyi Sodimu.
Waba mi jo. Hey, my
Yeah.
man.
So when I did that song, I told Tony, which is a Kata girl, Black American, she's like, you got to do this part. You know, she's not going there like, Seyi, show. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, that's not how you do it. He said, but I can't do any better. So my brother's like, Shafi Moriko now. When Shafi won when Sumbo, when Sumbo cousin, now. And she came in the studio and she's like, that is how. And I started writing songs for us because call and response.
Okay.
Do you understand? So when she did Seyi Sodimu, Waba mi es, you know, and I go, hey, ayo. Only a Yoruba Niger girl could have done that.
Wow.
I was working with an American. My producer was a white guy. So that was just a family thing. And, you know, we always supported each other. She's been a blessing in my career. You know, obviously she did gospel albums and then she was always been acting anyway.
Yeah.
She's perfectly talented. So she's cousin. I know the whole family, everybody, we're family.
Awesome.
So not like we meet somebody, no, you know, she's family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Love Me Jeje, you owe me a performance
Yes.
and then you're off my hook.
Yes.
Thank you very much for
I'll
doing
start
this.
running from you from today.
No, you owe me.
Yeah.
You owe me that. You know, as much as I like these conversations, when I
Yeah.
remember that I could have you here, mic in hand, backing up, people just doing the thing.
Yeah, I would have loved to do it with the audience.
Yeah,
Because-
that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, because that song, by the time I grabbed the mic, they would have taken it from me.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
and the interaction is great.
That's what we're gonna, and it thrills me when I see the the generations groove to the same music.
Yeah.
That's the sign of greatness when you see the
Yeah.
older people
Yeah.
and the younger, and you see the really young people, everybody singing their own versions.
Yeah.
For example, when I watched you and Shafi at the
AMVCAs,
AMVCAs, oh my,
it was serious.
oh my,
Shout out to Pepsi.
they brought you for that?
Yeah, they wanted it to happen.
Oh really?
They actually made it happen. They're like, no, we want you guys 10-year anniversary.
You know, there's nothing that thrills me more like seeing an old cat who's paid the dues,
Yeah.
just get his flowers come
Yeah.
due. That
And
thrills
right
me.
after that, too, you know, the Tems thing came on.
Yeah.
And then from there, the Sony. I mean, 2024 was awesome. 2025 is going to be
No,
better.
if you're saying that Pepsi just brought you without knowing Tems was coming out,
yes.
They did that?
Yeah, before.
Wow. That is unusual
Nah,
vision.
God, nah, that's my power source.
People usually want to only do what's trending. So they brought you just out of...
Shout out to Pepsi. Shout out to Shegun.
Wow.
Shegun was the marketing manager then, Pepsi.
Oh, wow, my.
Yeah, they did it. They actually wanted Shafi, they wanted myself, they wanted her to do it. And I think that segment was the best because 10-year anniversary of it, and it was perfect because Shafi is now a big actress. And the song was really evergreen. It was kind of like the fabric of this, in my opinion, one of the biggest Niger Afrobeat songs, Love Me Jeje.
No, it's not your opinion. What do you mean your opinion? What you talking about? How many songs were out that were Nigerian homegrown songs when you did Love Me Jeje?
That last this long.
That last this long.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the man. I mean, look, bro, I keep talking to you, but look, we're my man.
No, man, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
Yeah,
Thanks
my
for
regards to the Queen and the twins.
to my people too. It's not a small matter.
Yeah, you're capable.
I know.
Yeah, your power source.
my man, my power source.
Yes.
You gotta know your power source.
God is good.
Yeah.